Her phone vibrated between us. Not loudly, not urgently, just enough. We were sitting on the edge of the bed, backs against the headboard, the quiet kind of evening couple's mistake for peace. She was scrolling, pretending to listen while I spoke about nothing important. My words floated. Her attention didn't. The screen lit up. A name flashed, not mine. She tilted the phone away too quickly, a reflex, muscle memory, the kind you don't practice unless you've rehearsed hiding. "Who was that?" I asked. My voice didn't shake. That surprised me. "No one," she said. "Too fast, too clean." She smiled after, a small one, controlled, as if she'd passed a test. I watched her thumb lock the screen, watched her place the phone face down on the mattress like it was a loaded weapon. My chest tightened, not panic, recognition. Something in her posture had shifted, shoulders tense, breathing shallow, eyes avoiding mine by fractions of a second. I stopped talking. The silence grew teeth. She reached for my hand, squeezing lightly. A performance. I let her hold it. I let her believe the moment had passed, but inside me, something had already begun calculating. I thought she was engaged with me, but her phone had just whispered another truth, and it didn't sound like love. That night she slept easily. I didn't. I lay there listening to her breathing, counting the spaces between each inhale like gaps in a story that didn't add up. I replayed the moment again and again, the vibration, the name, the speed of her denial. People think betrayal arrives with fireworks. It doesn't. It arrives quietly, polite, efficient. I started noticing things I'd trained myself to ignore. Her phone never left her side anymore. Bathroom, kitchen, even when she showered, it sat on the counter like a sentry. Passwords changed, notifications silenced. Her laughter changed too, softer, private, like she was sharing jokes with someone who didn't exist in the room. I told myself I was paranoid. That's what love teaches you. Doubt yourself before doubting them. But paranoia has a rhythm, and this felt like pattern. One evening, while she cooked, I stood behind her, arms around her waist. She stiffened for half a second before relaxing. Half a second was enough. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Of course," she said. She didn't turn around. I thought about the ring we'd discussed, the future we'd outlined in careful, responsible sentences, the way she spoke about commitment like it was already settled. Engaged, that was the word she used. But engagement, I realized, is easy to fake when your attention is elsewhere. I didn't confront her. That would have been sloppy. Instead, I watched. I became a student of her habits, the times she smiled at nothing, the way she angled her screen, the nights she claimed exhaustion but stayed awake texting under the covers, light leaking like guilt. I checked phone records, shared plans, subtle inconsistencies, numbers repeated, late-night calls that ended before I woke. I memorized them. I didn't accuse. I adapted. I played my role perfectly, attentive, trusting, present, the kind of man no one suspects is already gone. Inside me, I was splitting in two. One part still wanted to be wrong. The other was already preparing for confirmation. I waited for an opening. It came on a Sunday afternoon. She left her phone charging in the living room while she showered. A mistake. Rare. Fatal. I didn't rush. I picked it up slowly, like touching something that could bite. Face ID failed. I tried again. Unlocked. Messages weren't hard to find. They never are. The thread was long, intimate, familiar. Pet names she never used with me. Plans, memories, promises, engagement photos, hers, a ring I'd never seen, a future she was already living in secret. My reflection stared back at me from the black edges of the screen, calm, focused. I put the phone back exactly where it was. Then I sat down and waited. When she came out, wrapped in a towel, humming softly, I handed her the phone. She stopped, just froze. "I saw it," I said. That was all. Her face drained of color, mouth opened, closed. Her hands trembled as she took the device like it might explode. "How much?" she whispered. "Enough." She sat across from me. Crying came fast, loud, messy. She reached for excuses, explanations, rewrites of reality. I didn't interrupt. I didn't need to. I slid a printed photo across the table, her engagement picture, time-stamped, dated months back. She looked at it like it had betrayed her too. "I was going to tell you," she said. That line, always that line. "When?" I asked. Silence. That was the answer. I stood, not angry, resolved. "I already told him," I said calmly. Her head snapped up. "Told who?" "Your fiancé." The word landed heavy. I watched it crush her. I explained slowly how I'd sent him everything, screenshots, dates, proof, how I'd thanked him for unknowingly sharing her. She sobbed, begged, collapsed inward. I felt nothing. "I didn't do this to you," I said. "You did it to yourself. I just removed the curtain." I walked to the door. She called my name like it still had power. It didn't. I didn't look back. Outside, the air felt colder, cleaner. I thought about the version of me that trusted easily, that believed engagement meant exclusivity, that assumed honesty was mutual. He was gone. In his place stood someone quieter, sharper. Truth doesn't heal you, it clarifies you. And as I walked away from the life she thought she was controlling, I understood one final thing. I wasn't abandoned. I was released.